This is the Dodgers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Well, the Dodgers figured out a way. You would have thought they won the division. The way people reacted after this win today to stop a 5-game losing streak, the worst funk of the season by far. So the good news here, happy playing. Yes, I know they beat a crap team in the Baltimore Orioles, but they couldn't do it last night. And if it's okay with you, we're going to spend a little bit of time on that because I'm still not okay with what happened last night. I'm still not over it. I have not turned the page. I'm still ticked. That was ridiculous. That was foolish. That was awful. That was embarrassing. That was disgusting. As I described during the Locked On USC Trojans postcast yesterday, I was listening to 80s on 8 with Alan Hunter on Sirius XM, and he described Karma Chameleon by, what's his name? The Karma Chameleon guy, who hates that song. He said, I hate that song so much. It's like diarrhea through a wet sock. And that's the only image I had in my head all of yesterday after the Dodgers blew that game. What is the Karma Chameleon guy's name? Drawing a blank. God. Chameleon. You come and go. What is his name? Oh, come on, Craig. You got to know that. Anyway, that's the way I felt after last night's game. That was one of those losses to me. Boy, George, thank you, Dusty. I'm just blanking. I'm so focused on diarrhea through a wet sock and that loss. That's one of those losses yesterday that had me upset with anyone I talked to. Everyone I came across, I was mad at my daughter. I was mad at my wife. I was just mad. I was mad across the board. And I was mad at the Trojans for beating up on Georgia Southern because that game was so boring and lame. I was like just beside myself with that performance, because at the same time that it was great to see Yamamoto go 8 2/3, I just kind of felt like I wasn't really all that surprised. And that pissed me off even more. I'm like, they're going to freaking lose this game. Yes, Roy, sick to your stomach. Yeah. Some of my Dodger friends that are on Facebook are like, no calls, please. My phone is off. I'm not accepting calls tonight. Dusty says, I wasn't mad. I was physically sick. Yes. That was just like, that was throw something mad, break something. One of my buddies said that to me in a text. I have some other friends who are Dodger haters that were texting me, of course, kind of like, wow, that's unbelievable. And it was, but not terribly all that surprising, because Trinan's been a POS of late. And I wasn't surprised at all by his performance. I mean, that was just 2 walks, wild pitch. Like everything about that was terrible. Like he couldn't find the strike zone. He would either miss hard left or hard right. It was just all over the place. You're like, are you kidding me right now? And then Tanner Scott, he hasn't been good at all other than like a brief month or so during the middle of the summer where he was okay, came off the IL and had a bad start to his return and then kind of found it for a little bit and then was okay. And we were like, all right, maybe he's back. And then before you knew it, in the blink of an eye, he was awful again. And then a lot of people are putting it on. They even got into it today about whether or not it was Andy Pages' fault that he didn't make a better play on that ball. They broke it down very, very specifically from a defensive perspective, saying that they felt that Pages ultimately made the right play. Okay. but under the circumstances of that particular ball, probably should have made an effort to try to catch it and not play it off the wall. So if you're just looking at it in a vacuum and say, how does a center fielder defend that play? He did the right thing there. But when you're looking at it under the microscope of 8 2/3, no hitter on the line, you got to go balls out there, right? And that to me, it feels like that's more of the youngster mistake. Like I'm not paying attention. Well, he obviously was paying attention, but I don't want to risk it, I guess. I don't know why you wouldn't go balls out there. And if anybody would do it, Teo would probably be the first one to give that play a shot, but Pages would be right on his tail. Like, to me, Pages seems like a guy who gets himself in trouble for being too aggressive. And in that particular situation, he wasn't aggressive enough, which I think frustrated us as well. The other thing about it wasn't like it was a no doubt home run. It was right on the line. It was just this close to being a double off the wall. Still blows the no hitter. But the home run, I think, changed everything. And they just rallied from there with the help of Blake Trinan throwing balls all over the home plate area. Broman 74 dude says Pages needs to know no hitter on the line. Come on, bro. Exactly. I think, that's what people were saying to him. I think Teo probably got in his ear. I'm sure the coaching staff did. So, the guys that work for the team, Craig, said that they made the right play. Of course. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to come down on him for that. Foxy Cinnamon, yes, balls to the wall, hasn't been in a no-hitter, 6-1, half a dozen to the other. No, I don't know about that. You got to go balls out in that specific situation right there and try to make the play. We're all mad, not because he lost the no-hitter. We're mad because they lost the game. That was the frustrating part, right? They could have won this series. I mean, look, it's a happy plane going home. They feel much better. Maybe they've turned things around to a certain extent. The 5-game losing streak was part of 7 of 8 in the L column. It wasn't just like last night was a terrible loss. Getting swept in Pittsburgh was pathetic. Getting walked off in game 1 against the Orioles with 2 outs, awful, embarrassing, unforgivable. And then they come back and do the same thing the night after. It's just, that's where you just throw your arms up and go, I'm done. I've had so many people texting me today that are like, I'm getting a divorce from sports in general, not just the Dodgers. I'm done with sports right now. That's how frustrating things are with the Dodgers for us as fans. Imagine what the team feels like. So this win today was big. It did feel like, I give them credit for not letting that one hang over their head yesterday. It felt like they came out with a new purpose today. Robleski was awesome. He was out there gunning. I mean, that's what I need from the Dodgers across the board. Shohei Ohtani to come out and lead off with a home run and get 2 on the day. Perfect. Yes. That's what MVPs that are making $1 billion do. Mookie Betts 2 for 5 with 2 RBI and a home run. Yes. Give me more of that. Thank you. They came out to play today, and that is what we need from this team.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I was looking at last night's box score there for Mookie. Sorry. Was he 2 for 4? I don't think he was 2 for 4 today. He did have 2 hits, though. He did have the home run as well. What was Mookie? 2 for 5. Yeah. So basically with 2 RBI, pretty similar. Shohei Ohtani 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, 2 walks, 3 walks. So a perfect day for him, on base all 5 times and no strikeouts. So way to go. Freddie Freeman 0 for. Conforto with a pair of hits. Call and Rojas and Hesong Kim. Rortvet hits, getting on base. So the fact that they were able to say, you know what, we're good. Still in first place by a game because the Padres have been backsliding and spiraling as well, is all still positive. It's not dead yet, but the frustration level is so high that it feels like it. So let's hope that That was, maybe that was the bottom of the bottom. Maybe that was the wake-up call. Like, this is not who we are. We're better than this, and we have to perform. And again, back to Robleski's performance today after Enriquez came in and was kind of all over the place for a third of an inning. Robo came in 2 innings, 5 consecutive Ks. That was what they needed from a maligned bullpen that has just been a gas can of late. So I think we're going to do this.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Sure, Shohei Ohtani had 2 home runs and he deserves honorable mention. But when this bullpen has been so bad and Robleski came in today and did that, player of the game for me, because we were all, and it wasn't like this game was out of reach. At that point, it was 4-2. And we're like, here we go again. And Robo came in and just slammed the door in their face. 5 consecutive Ks. So amen to Justin Robleski. Thank you so much for being a man and going out there and earning your money, putting this team on your back and saying, not today, not today, not on my watch, not with the ball in my hand. We're winning this effing game. So I feel like more players need to embody that mentality on this team right now, because they're just kind of like, whatever, we're still in first place. Padres suck too. So whatever. It's cool. We're sucking, but fortunately so are the Padres. We're fine. No, you're not. You're not fine. Not fine. Today, more of what we need to see. Thank you, Justin Robleski and Shohei Ohtani with a pair of home runs. Mookie Betts had 1 as well. That was nice to see. So offensive part of the game showed up for the Dodgers. Thank you. And the pitching staff showed up as well. We can exhale on a nice win, 5-2. Happy plane ride home to LA for the Dodgers. Phew. We'll look at the schedule coming up, and we'll get the turning point of this game right after the break. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. And don't forget to check out the Locked On Dodgers daily podcast Monday through Friday with Travis Rogers. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments or investment properties. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. Sometimes people have subscriptions to things they don't even know, and they're just paying for it. They're not even using it. The gym, subscriptions to streaming services, extra add-ons to your phone service that you don't need. This is where Monarch Money can help you out. Monarch Money, it's an all-in-one personal financial tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean and easy-to-use interface on your laptop or even on your phone. Monarch Money is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch Money is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see what's coming in, what's going out, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. So don't let your financial opportunities slip through your cracks or your fingers. Slip through the cracks or your fingers. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off of your first year, 50% off your first year. It's monarchmoney.com. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB. Today's episode also brought to you by Zippix. Zippix toothpicks. Whether you're looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix. So like toothpicks with a zip. Zippix. Okay. This is a new one here. They've got you covered with their nicotine caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy that craving and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping, available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligrams and 3 milligrams of nicotine options. And if you need energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. Go to Zippix toothpicks.com, ZIPPIX, toothpicks.com. Use the code locked on for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com, promo code locked on. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix toothpicks. All right, the Dodgers back in the win column, snapping a 5-game skid where they had dropped 7 of 8. This term that we use here a lot, salvaging one, seems to be kind of a regular thing for the Dodgers these days. Coming into a series against a garbage sub 500 team like the Orioles, who are 11 games under 500. 33 and 38 at home. We're getting way too used to saying, well, the Dodgers salvaged one against a garbage team. They lost 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. They lost 3 in a row to the Pittsburgh Pirates and 2 of 3 to the Baltimore Orioles. And, these kinds of things are just at this time of year not allowed. I don't know how else to put it. Not allowed. Nando, incorrect. Very impressed with Shohei Ohtani. Did you see the thumbnail? His picture is on the thumbnail. I highlight him. I focused him today. Highlight, is that a word? Highlighted, I think is the better way of describing it. So yes, he is a stud and proved that today. On base 5 times, came to bat with a purpose each and every time, had a nice approach, had an idea of what was going on. That's what we need from him more often than not. So he's capable. We know it. And I think, again, that's why at times we get frustrated when he's up there just swinging from his shoelaces, when he doesn't have the right approach and he's not sitting on the right pitches. He's just like, oh, I'm going to swing at this one and this one. Like he's not working the count. He's not doing what good hitters do. And I think that's what leads to the frustration sometimes. Mookie Betts 2 for 5, the average at 253, the OPS just over 700. Freddie was 0 for 5 today. That's unfortunate. Conforto with a pair of hits. But as far as the turning point of this game, Nando, is pretty obvious to me.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Shohei Ohtani in the first inning leading off the game for the Dodgers. His 12th leadoff home run for the boys in blue, which is a franchise record. Then in the third, Ohtani went deep 399 feet. Was at 47 and 47 for the MVP. And 48 and 47 and 48. So 399 feet on the second one, 411 feet to lead off the game. And in the third, Mookie went back-to-back jack. 401. The homer for Mookie is his 16th. So that's where it all got off to a good start for the Dodgers. And again, you could also say, look, they led yesterday comfortably and should have won, but they didn't. So honorable mention for turning point of the game. And maybe, again, I have this backwards. The turning point should be when Robo came in and got out of that jam in the 7th, right? That's probably a more accurate turning point for this game, because that's where we were all biting our nails and gripping, saying, oh, we lose this one. How mad are we going to be? What are we going to throw? What are we going to break? And who are we going to yell at? But fortunately, Robleski did his job. 2 innings, 44 pitches, only allowed 2 hits, striking out 5 in a row. So the home runs to start the game to get the Dodgers out on a positive note offensively, one turning point, and then a second one later at a crucial, pivotal part of this game. And again, probably the more accurate turning point was Robleski striking out 5 in a row and not giving the Baltimore Orioles life at a period of this game when we would not have been surprised if the Orioles had rallied like they did yesterday and the day before. So even through the 8th inning, we were like, yeah, so what? The 9th inning is where the Orioles have done it to the Dodgers in back-to-back nights. So to see Jack Dreyer come in on 14 pitches to strike out 2 and only allow 1 hit, also a huge performance from him to earn the save, because that's something the Dodgers have struggled with, slamming the door, securing the win, getting it done. So kudos and a tip of the cap to Jack Dreyer as well. 5-2 the final. Dodgers now 79-64. Heading back home to face the Colorado Rockies. Again, never want to take anyone lightly the way the Dodgers are playing of late, but at home against the Rockies, I feel like they've got a pretty good shot. According to the matchup predictor on ESPN, they are having 80% chance of winning this game. So Rockies come in with 40 total wins, only 17 on the road. Dodgers have not decided who will start tomorrow. Chase Dollander goes for the Rockies. First pitch a little after 7. As for the standings, let's see what the Padres did or are doing today. They are taking on the Rockies. They're up 8-1. So no change in the standings more than likely. That means the Dodgers and Rockies will face off with LA a full game and a half. I'm sorry, a game above the Padres, who should hold on for a comfortable win over the Rockies. So there you go. You can end your weekend on a positive note. As far as baseball goes, hopefully your football team did well this weekend for you as well. That's going to do it. I am Pete Fox. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Right after the game, we come on and break it down with instant reaction. Don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast Monday through Friday with Travis Rogers, a more in-depth examination of what is going on in the Dodger universe. Broman says the franchise record is 13 leadoff home runs. I heard 12. Either way, it's the Ohtani has the Dodgers franchise record, 13 home runs. The most ever leadoff home runs is Schwarber with 15. All right, thanks. And Ohtani is third. Very cool. I saw it was 12. The second one was not a leadoff homer. You can only have one leadoff homer in the game. So 12 or 13, whatever. It's the franchise record. We'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. We will talk tomorrow. Have a good one.